Welcome back to All Folks Racing PlayStation. Welcome back to the Bentley Continental GT3 Endurance that we are going to use in the sprint race at Circuit du Spa-Francorchamps. Again, Diogo Silva was the winner of race 1, but Jorge Jesus has found pole position for race 2, followed by Diogo, Kev Allen and Darren Head on the second row, with Simon Allen and Gonçalo Mota on the third row, and away they go. And Diogo Silva has done a good start and he's now side by side with Jorge Jesus into the first corner, but the pole position man does have the inside line. Look at this, they're side by side, but Jorge Jesus is going to take the lead of the race. A little bit of pushing and shoving there in the field, but everyone seems to have made it nicely in the first corner. Diogo Silva was trying to make a move there at Eau Rouge, didn't quite work. Look at this, Kev Allen is a bumped in the back by Darren Head. Now goes on the outside, Darren into the grass now. Darren into the grass, but now side by side in the Camel Straight on the first lap. And look at this, really close racing there, almost 3 wide in there. And look at this, this is not going to go well as Kev Allen has the advantages. He's on the inside line and Darren is off track. Darren is off track and now jumps and loses time. Darren Head, of course, hitting one of those curbs, and now is side by side with someone else. That was, I think, Gonçalo Mota, but that was a little bit tricky to get 2 cars there. Ooh, there's contact there with Scott Davely. Scott Davely and Frankie got together there right after Lecombe, but again proving that 2 cars side by side in that particular corner is not a great idea. Frankie now, does he have a problem or is he just waiting for Scott to go through? I believe that is the latter. So 2 collisions there. The first one between Gonçalo Mota and Darren Head, and they were running side by side there. I don't think there's a lot that Gonçalo could have done to just disappear. Darren Head ended up going into the gravel, but I will say that's just a racing incident. And the second collision that was a little bit more structural was between Scott Davely and Frankie, and I think Frankie felt some responsibility in there and felt that he had to give the position back to Scott, which is always great to see these types of very sporting behaviors in the Old Folks Racing PlayStation. They both have lost a little bit of time, but of course there's still a lot of racing to go through. Jorge Jesus has taken the lead and maintains the lead now at the end of the first lap. Look at this, everyone just running wide there at Blanchimont, and now someone is going to go for a move. That's Gonçalo Mota on Simon Allen, and that was a good move actually by the rookie Gonçalo Mota, that not only he made a very good move but also got the car stopped on time, and that is great. Gonçalo Mota showing his skills and now making a good move on the reigning champion of all people, and I don't think he's going to be done. Look at that, that's Stuart Brand and Darren Head, the recovering Darren Head now is trying to go side by side with Stuart at Eau Rouge. And look at this is again the impossible camera with a very fast moving drone right at the front part of the car. Look at these drivers just running off limits there, and I wonder what are the stewards going to think about that. There's a lot of penalties. Look at this, Simon Allen is now going back on Gonçalo Mota, and he's got the inside line into Lecombe, but Gonçalo breaks later. Can he stop the car in on time? Yes, he can. So that's good defensive driver again by the rookie, and now getting a little bit of a love tap there by Simon Allen, who is increasingly frustrated that he is again in the 5th place and the leaders are long gone. Jorge Jesus is already almost 5 seconds ahead of Simon Allen, but nice battle here for 4th place. Kev Allen continues to be in 3rd. Jorge Jesus has opened a gap of around 1 second to race 1 winner Diogo Silva, but a nice battle here and everyone just running wide there, and then really you wonder what's going to happen with penalties, because you do get almost like an instant penalty when you do these sorts of things there at Pujon. Of course, very, very easy to run wide. Copperknop 75, that's Simon Allen now in pursuit of Gonçalo Mota, and I think this is a fascinating battle because there are parts of the circuit where Gonçalo seems to have the upper hand, and there are some parts of the circuit like this one where Simon just feels that he's got better pace than Gonçalo, but of course what matters is where are you in the overtaking points. And look at that, they're actually quite close to one another. Now coming again in the bus stop chicane, we did see a move in the previous lap. Gonçalo Mota on the inside of Simon Allen. Let's see if Simon is going to try something. No, but Darren Head is going to go for it, and I think he's going to get the job done again. Going high on the curbs, Gonçalo Mota has run wide as well. Ooh, contact there between the Stuart Brand and Darren Head. Also, Simon Allen has actually made a move on Gonçalo Mota. I think that was a mistake by Gonçalo on his own. But this is great racing here in the midfield for fourth place. The top three are somewhat a little bit ahead of everyone else. But what a nice battle here for fourth. Simon Allen, Gonçalo Mota, Darren Head, Stuart Brand. Everyone is within a few car lengths of each other, and we haven't seen, I'm sure, the last of this battle. Stuart Brand again going through there at Radio off the track. Here comes Gonçalo Mota on the inside, and I think he's got the job done on Simon Allen. That was a pretty good move if he can actually make it stick, and is going to be whoever is going to break the latest, and is Gonçalo Mota again making a move on Simon Allen and dropping him to fifth place again after that mistake at the bus stop chicane. Gonçalo is again in fourth place, but here comes Darren Head now because the drivers are battling with one another. They're actually losing a little bit of time, and Darren is actually very interested, as you can see, very interested in that fifth position from Simon Allen. And what a race we are having here. Look at that, Darren Head almost going through the Bentley in front of him, and now he's going to try and move on the inside. That Pujon is possible, but not very advisable to have cars side by side there, because someone is actually going to run off the road, and in this case it's Simon Allen. Oh, there's contact there, and almost spinning Darren Head in there, but just keeps it together. Great racing between these two drivers, but the driver that must be thanking them for this is Gonçalo Mota, that has actually now opened a few car lengths in front of Darren, but Darren is up to fifth. Simon Allen, the reigning champion, not particularly pleased with this combo. He's down in sixth spot, and Stuart Brand is not far behind, as Jorge Jesus continues to have just over a second advantage over Diogo Silva. And let's see how this is going to play out in the remaining 5 laps of this race. Look at this, now making a mistake there, Jorge Jesus through the bus stop chicane, and certainly this is going to be an opportunity. Look at this, Darren Head now coming from the inside of well, he was coming from too far behind, but now that Gonçalo Mota actually has overcooked the braking point, and he keeps the position, but I believe he's going to have to slow down. Otherwise, that's a very, very, very clear penalty to me, because he clearly cut the chicane. Look at this, he's trying to slow down, and then Head now, oh, contact, oh, and spins around. Gonçalo Mota spins around. Darren Head was coming from too far behind, really, there. And, well, Gonçalo Mota was probably trying to slow down there, and waits for Gonçalo to go through. So again, that's good to see. Nice racing etiquette. Of course, mistakes are sometimes unavoidable, but you can just say sorry and at least give the position back. Gonçalo Mota was also cutting the track there. And by the way, both Simon Allen and Stuart Brand have overtaken these two drivers, so now Simon is fourth. Stuart Brand is the biggest beneficiary, is up into fifth. Gonçalo Mota is almost contact again, and Darren is somewhat frustrated that his race is not going the way he wanted. After such a strong performance in race 1, he has of course lost a little bit of time at the start, and now has found himself in 7th spot. Still quite a lot of time to go. We're not even at the midpoint of this race, and the gap at the front is 1.6 seconds. It's fairly stable. Look at this. The lap times are almost identical. 2:21.86 for Jorge Jesus, 2:21.82 for Diogo Silva. That's 400ths of a second that Diogo was faster there. And look at this, Cavallo in third place, 2:21.5 flat. So actually Cavallo is the faster of the three. Oh, look at this, Darren Head now is up on Gonçalo Mota, and I think he's got the job done. Yes, because Gonçalo overcooked a little bit the corner exit there. The rookie is now trying to come back at Darren, but he's going through something a line that is going to become the outside at Blanchimont, and I think Darren is going to have to cooperate here, otherwise someone is going to end up off the track, and in this case was Gonçalo, just manages to keep it in the track, but now put himself at risk as there. And look at this, Gonçalo is now again is going to overcook the braking point of the chicane, and again he's going to probably get a penalty, as Darren Head actually, yes, he does overtake Gonçalo Mota. Gonçalo now dropped to 7th, and that's the second lap in a row where Gonçalo is missing the braking point there at the bus stop chicane. Gap at the front continues to be 1.7 now on lap 5. This is the onboard from Diogo Silva, the winner of race 1, with that right side wheel in this Bentley. Of course, a very British car, although it's really a bit of a Volkswagen these days, being part of the Volkswagen group for more than 20 years. Still a very interesting car, of course, and the first time that old Volkswagen PlayStation is racing the Bentley GT3. Of course, the Bentley prototype was raced at Silverstone in the winter season. Kev Allen is a fast driver. He was faster than Diogo Silva, but not on this lap now. 222.4 for 8. The leaders are in the 222.0s or 221.9 in the case of Jorge Jesus. So Jorge actually managed to open a couple more car lengths. Simon Allen is in 4th after getting rid of Darren Head and Gonçalo Mota following their collision. He seems to be a little bit more stabilized in that 4th position. Nice job from Stuart Brand, also a beneficiary of that collision, but nice job to keep this 5th place. But here comes Darren Head, and Darren will have other ideas. It will be interesting to see what's going to happen in this battle for 5th, as the leaders complete yet another lap. Jorge Jesus is going to enter lap 6. Yes, he has just entered lap 6 right now. Darren Head continues to be in pursuit of Stuart Brand. There's still quite a few unresolved issues. Look at that nice line through the drifting a little bit, sliding there through the bus stop chicane, but in a good way. Very good speed carried through that particular corner, and look at that, it's visible that Darren Head is absolutely coming for Stuart Brand, and it's going to be a matter of time before he makes an attack for 5th position. Gonçalo Mota now in 7th, Scott Davely in 8th, a little bit more of discreet performance in this second race. Todd Antonio in 9th, and Frankie is in 10th. Of course, we didn't see Gonçalo Mota in the first race because he was disconnected, I believe, before the start. So a few challenges also for Gonçalo in this round, but let's hope that his connection holds on. And look at this, the Darren Head now on the inside, as it was expected of Stuart Brennan getting that 5th spot. Drivers making fewer mistakes now in this second race, already a little bit more used to the... Oh, look at that. Oh no, that's someone spinning in front of Scott Davely, and that was Gonçalo Mota, the rookie, making a little bit of a mistake, going for a wee, and now rejoining the track. And oh, look at this. This is the battle for the lead now, and Diogo Silva has made some progress here as he found some pace. It wasn't in the last lap. It was actually during this lap, because the gap, which was 1.7 seconds, now it is less than a second. It's more like half a second, and Diogo is already thinking where can he make a move for the lead of this race. Maybe, just maybe, here at the bus stop chicane is a little bit too far behind in this particular occasion. Look at that, he's thinking about it but decides not to do it. And look at this, Jorge Jesus has actually overcooked it a little bit and lost even more time in the chicane, and we still have a battle for the leaders. They start lap 7. That's actually the penultimate lap, And look at that, we probably have a little bit of a battle for the lead here. Diogo Silva trying to get back into this race. And now going through the Eau Rouge and Radion. That's Gonçalo Mota now in 8th spot. This time not missing the breaking point, but actually spinning, and this is a disaster for Gonçalo Mota. And I wonder if he has some sort of problem as he does a full 360 there at the bus stop chicane. Does he have some sort of problem with his equipment? Because it's not normal that he's making so many mistakes. He's now dropped into 9th spot behind Todd Antonio, that is again in 8th spot. Frankie is in 10th. Diogo Silva is trying to close this gap on Jorge Jesus. A very interesting battle, tense battle, not necessarily will to will in this second race. And Kev Allen actually is not that far behind. He's 4 seconds, the 4 seconds behind Diogo. The difference, the gap has remained quite stable. So any problem between these two drivers, any tangle, and easily Kev Allen is going to be the beneficiary. And look at this, is Gonçalo Mota now on Todd Antonio. It was a little bit late to make that move, but Gonçalo does seem to have a little bit more pace, and this is the battle for 8th spot. And Gonçalo now is again in the barriers. He's again in the barriers in the same spot. This is much longer than just a technical stop. Look at this now. This is the battle for the lead, and Diogo Silva now has found some pace, and he is absolutely in the challenge for the lead. And this is the start of the last lap coming very soon. He just needs to time it right. Can he do a move now in the bus stop chicane? Jorge Jesus seems to have a good exit there from Blanchimont. And is Diogo Silva going to make a move? Not yet is the answer, as he's probably saving his best for the last lap of the race. But what a battle we have here at the front. We can still see Diogo Silva winning this race, but Jorge Jesus has had an impeccable performance here as well. Now look at this, he's running wide there at the last tours. The tire wear, of course, now is also a factor in this race. And now let's see if Diogo Silva can make a move at Lecombe. He certainly seems to be very close to Jorge in this section. Now it's running a little bit wide there. Maybe, just maybe, that's what's going to make him possible to make this move. He's a little bit too far behind, and unless he makes a plunge there at Lecombe, it's not going to work particularly well. Jorge Jesus making a bit of a conservative braking point there. He doesn't want to make a mistake, but Diogo Silva is right behind him on the last lap of the race. These two racing for the win, as Kev Allen is in 3rd spot, and clearly we can see some fireworks happening at the front, and maybe Kev Allen is still in contention for the win here as they go through the Jacques X corner now through Pouron. Not many overtaking points left for Diogo Silva to make a move. I think he's going to have one last major effort at the bus stop chicane as they go through Pouron. Nose to tail, the difference is just 0.4 of a second. What a finish we're having here in this Spa-Francorchamps race number 2. Now can Diogo Silva get... he's sliding, and he's off the track. He's off the track, Diogo Silva, and drama on this last lap. Can he hold 2nd place? I think he will be able to, but definitely no chance that he can make a move now at the bus stop chicane. And Jorge Jesus can now finally breathe a little bit more easily, as he is only just a few corners away from his first victory of the season, and is his first victory in a while, of course, because he wasn't racing in the summer season. So that has been a good comeback for Jorge Jesus in this second race. He takes the victory here at Spa. Nicely done. He led every lap, but Diogo Silva always in contention. Diogo Silva in 2nd spot. Kev Allen is going to finish in 3rd again on the podium. Simon Allen is going to finish a distant 4th, and he will be looking forward to the next round to try to get into the podium and challenge for the win again. Darren Head is going to be 6th. Oh, that's... Well, Frankie appears now in 5th spot. I don't think that's right though. Darren Head is in... Well, the leaderboard seems to be a bit odd. And no, Frankie has actually retired there. Stuart Brand is 6th place. 7th was Scott Levely. 8th is going to be Todd Antonio. Nicely done from Todd. And 9th is going to be Gonçalo Mota. He also had a few challenges during this round, but a pretty good performance in terms of raw pace from Gonçalo as well. There's the checkered flag. There are the results. Confirmation there, Jorge Jesus and Diogo Silva winning the 2 races in this round. We cannot wait for the next round. Diogo Silva and Darren Head are the championship leaders. See you next week.